there, this is Rom coming back at you with yet another car video. Non-select men do get women, but but I wanted to address that because somebody addressed a past video and a guy he thought was non-select. He was like, but Uncle Rom, did you say men like him are non-select? And I forgot which video it was exactly. He did 4,000 of them. And here's the thing though. A man can be non-select and still get some women. But here's the thing. Well, he's not going to get the same treatment as a select man. See, first of all, understand one thing. If women, despite what people think, some guys think, oh, let's just all, like, certain guys get all the women, the 20% get all the women. No, well, two things. One, they don't anyway. Two, they don't really have time for it. People don't realize a lot of select men, first of all select men ain't players. All select men, they might be able to get a bunch of women, but they might get that one fine woman and be good with it. All of them ain't players. And because it's not enough of the men who would be labeled as select, women still have to deal with non-select men. It's the same as when you get a bunch of men who will prefer to get supermodel of the world, but because of where they at, they got to get that plain face or even ugly woman who isn't quite in shape. Indeed, some of them will consciously deal with that type of woman. See, a woman will deal with a non-select man, but they're not going to treat him the same. Whereas they will make that sandwich for a select man, whereas they'll wear those sexy panties to bed, if at all, for that select man. If they have to deal with a non-select man for whatever reason, they ain't going to treat them the same. That's the only difference. There's plenty of non-select men who manage to get the women. But usually if they do, they have to be very persistent. It's the same as a regular man. Like what I used the example of the facially unattractive or facially challenged, out of shape woman. She could probably still get a man, but she has to be persistent with it. She has to pretty much tell him every day she'll suck his dick. And let's just be real. There's a lot of guys out there know they mess with some unattractive woman on the low, not tell anybody, but because that woman was persistent. Well, it's the same thing. It's the equivalent. It's the equivalent. They probably won't be seen with that guy. He probably had to live in the same building, or sometimes some of the smarter ones can be maintenance men, but that's another conversation. But there's a lot of non-select men who will get the woman, but then even if they in a relationship with her, even if they marry her, those might be the sexless marriages. Those might be the ones where the guy will probably, wait a minute, let me bring this up a bit. All right. Where the man should get a paternity test. Like the reality is there just isn't enough select men to go around. And like I said earlier, contrary to popular belief, all select men ain't players. Just because there's plenty of women, they ain't gonna mess with every woman, because every woman, look, first of all, a select man, if he's select, he's gonna get the finest woman he can get. It's just that simple. So that's leaving a lot of women out there. Like, most women are average at best. Most. You have a tiny percentage who are supermodels of the world. You have a tiny percentage who might be above average, but most are average. So they might want that guy who's all that, who's fun and all of that, but they ain't gonna get him. But remember what I said, I did a video, they still want sex. And just like I've said a couple times already in this video, it's the equivalent of when a man will deal with an unattractive woman just for sex. Now, he might not want to marry her or anything like that. But when you get some men like that, they can still get a woman. But see, here's the other thing. They're not going to get the same treatment. They ain't going to get the same treatment. Like I say, she ain't going to make him a sandwich. She ain't going to go to bed with that sexy clothing. Even if she's like marrying him, he might get sex once a month. And she ain't gonna do any like crazy stuff, be jumping around and do a bunch of stuff. He gonna get that starfish sex. He ain't gonna get treated the same way. And if he's even dating that woman, like a select man, he could be 2 hours late and the woman's still gonna go out with him. She's still gonna go. She gonna forgive him. He could be 2 hours late, give her some bullshit ass excuse, and still go out with him. That non-select man, he 1 minute late. He got anything. That woman gonna jump on him for anything, because she really don't want to be with him. But like I said, there ain't enough select men to go around. There ain't enough select men who might want her any damn way. And even if she's physically attractive, depending on her location, her environment, she ain't gonna get it. So a non-select man, you do get some non-select men, they do get it. And what it means is the woman's settling for him. Indeed, I've heard a few women say this. Like one woman, she said when she got married, that wasn't like her soulmate. She just got married. In fact, I remember one time somebody shared a photo of a woman sucking some other man's dick. He shared a photo of sucking some other man's dick on her wedding day. Shoot. There's a lot of women. There's just not. I mean, it really just come down to a simple numbers thing. There ain't enough select men to go around, but for whatever reason, that particular woman might still want a man. And remember, they still want sex. Now, you remember the video I did that caused a lot of trouble when I talked about the 5 types of sex women have. They'll have that pity sex. They'll have that something to do sex. They'll have that relationship sex, they'll have that transactional sex, and then they'll have that lust sex. Now, she'll get in a relationship possibly with a guy that she finds select. And she'll definitely have lust sex with a guy she finds select. But when it's like something to do, like a woman, she that non-select guy was very persistent. He wasn't going to just let it go like that. He could probably get with her. He could probably get with her. It's going to take a long time. Like, she'll make him wait 3 months, and then it'll totally be something to do. Depending on the situation. Like, he's a genuine nice guy, it might be some pity sex. But you got some women. Look, here's one thing with women now. Well, I'll get into that later on because I got to stop somewhere. It's one of those multi-parters, right? It's one of those multi-parters. But just understand, I mean, there's just not enough select men to go around. So what is a woman going to do? She'll get a non-select man. He's like, he aight. He decent. So what's she gonna do? She'll get with him. He'll get with her. He was persistent enough. He tried hard enough. In fact, well, I'll talk about that in a later part too. I'll talk about that in a later part. Yeah, gotta stop by this store. Yeah, in the meantime, I'm coming back from the dentist. Remember, I gotta see the dentist, no matter what. The dentist should have an honored place. They're evil, they're demonic, but you just gotta put up with it. But understand something. Yeah, there's plenty of non-select men who will still get a woman. And even when I talked about that sex thing, if they happen to have enough money, you got some women who will still deal with them on that basis. They'll still deal with him if he willing to pay. I mean, there's a lot of factors there, but I mean, the main factor is there isn't enough select men to go around. There isn't, and all of them ain't trying to be player. I mean, that's all you have to remember. That's the main thing. And like I said, when I do this second part, I'll tell you why they'll still get with a non-select man. Kind of gave it away already, but like I said, I gotta stop up here and do something. That's why this video is coming to y'all late. Usually I had videos like at noon for everybody, but had a dental appointment, had some place to stop, and it is what it is. You ain't gonna get this one at noon. Okay, is there some place? Is there a parking place up here? Oh, wait a minute. Let me just see. I gotta park around this corner here. Hey, what's up, yo? Yeah, back at it. Yeah, had to turn on my air conditioning. Getting kind of hot in here. This joint get a little crazy when it get hot. This can't take any heat. Either that or somebody like hacking it. Anyway, so I said why like a non-select man can still get a woman. It's not even about the non-select man. Understand one simple thing. Let me turn this up a bit. One simple thing. Women still horny out here. They still want sex. Just like a man was going to mess with a less than attractive woman if that's what's available, she will mess with a man who is non-select to her, who isn't what she might want if she has no other opportunity right there. If she don't want to break out that dildo, if it's just there, if the man's right there. I remember that movie Hollywood Shuffle, and it had a scene where it was showing all the men that this particular woman had got with, and it was funny because all of them were cool except for one. One was like just on some nerdy shit. And, I mean, that's just how it's going to be. Because remember, I did a video talking about women have a fantasy type, but they have an open type. And if they horny enough and there's a guy right there, they're going to take him. They going to take him. Hold on. I'm constantly messing with this thing. They going to take him. Sure. Yeah, he might not be necessarily what the woman wants or the type of guy that she would deal with normally. Ain't the type of guy she going to take out with her. But as long as he's quiet, discreet, and whatever. And plus, sometimes, you always get that one guy who's going to be ultra discreet with a woman. And he might not look like all of that. Might even be ugly to her. Not to everybody else, to her. But he's like the breaking case of emergency type of guy. She keep them just in case. She just needs something that badly. And a lot of women will do this. A lot of women will have that guy that they can break just in case of emergency. And generally that's a non-select guy, because a select man, he ain't gonna put up with that. If the woman ain't giving a shit up right away, he got about 5 other women he can get with. Most other women, he ain't chasing like that. Well, except for that one, he just want that badly. But that's a whole other conversation. But he ain't gonna be like putting up with that shit. But see, a non-select man would. And see, a non-select man, he ain't gonna get it right away. He might get to suck on her, I gotta say it, her breastises at first. He might get to suck on them at first. He might get to massage her. He ain't getting the pussy at first because she just sitting there. And, he's going to be consistent. He's going to be persistent. And he's just going to stay there. And he ain't going, like I said, he ain't going to get it right away. He'll get it. And then he might think he's the man, but I would just say, well, most of them going to be smart enough to know, hey, they just getting what they can get. And some of them are. Some of them just some straight up poon hams. You got some non-select men, they just going to deal with anything. And plus, you get some non-select men, they'll go get that ugly, out of shape woman because she's available. They'll show some love to that woman. See, a select man, he's gonna get the best of the best. And if he can't get the best of the best, he generally ain't gonna mess with him. Especially if he's a select man with money. Shoot, I already said yesterday how picky they are. They normally picky. And even Mr. Goodbar, he got so many women on his tip, he don't have to put up with anything. But you get some men who, they ain't at that level, they're going to have to deal with who they're going to deal with. It is what it is. It is what it is. Let me make sure. I got to make sure this thing don't get too hot in here. This phone, the camera cut off if the phone gets too hot. That or somebody hacking it. And I know I got some detractors out there. It's like, damn, I wish I knew how to hack that phone. Yeah, I'm sure you do, matter of fact. Anyway. Nah, but a woman, she gonna deal with a non-select man just because she still want that dick. Like, men don't seem to get the idea that these women want to fuck out here. And they will go beyond, like, Chad or Tyrone if they can. And if some guys say, well, nah, that ain't the case, I guarantee they don't understand women. Women can do whatever. Shoot, I talked about that on my Patreon. Sometimes if a woman don't really want to be with a man, but she still want that dick, she'll give it to him doggy style. So she don't have to look at his ass. Because sometimes some men to a woman is just a dildo. And that's what a non-select man is going to be. Like, you get some non-select men, like I said, their game, the ones who get some, they got to chase. They got to be persistent. And a woman might deal with them like the same way a man will deal with an unattractive, out of shape woman. And let's not pretend like men don't do that. And they just going to deal with who they can deal with. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. And that's the thing to understand about these women. Like, there's not enough select men to go around. That's the main thing. There's not enough of them to go around. They still want that hot beef injection. So they'll deal with that guy. Indeed, some of them even marry that guy. But then those are the sexless marriages. Those are the cases where that guy should especially, emphasize that, especially do a paternity test. Those are guys, if that woman gets a shot at a select man, she'll leave him right away. I know this woman, she went with this guy, and he was definitely select. Other women said he was select. And this woman had been going out with this guy for 3 years. As soon as this select guy showed some interest available, this woman was on him hard. This woman was on him hard. All smiling and stuff. I said, hold up. What happened there? I asked him. He said she just dropped him. She wanted to be with me. See, that's the thing. But he still got in there. See, you got some women, they'll deal with, I mean, it also depends on their subculture. Like, you might get a woman who, she might deal with a non-select man because she's in a church. Like, I knew this woman. She was dealing with this guy in the church because she was supposedly all churchified and all about that. But she wrote a letter to this guy in prison and told him she barely would kiss the guy who was the church guy. She wanted to get with this guy in prison. In fact, she had gotten pregnant by this guy in prison. But see, that guy in prison was the man who was select to her. The guy she got with, he was just somebody there. He was just somebody there. Like, you get some guys, and you even get some guys, they walking around with a woman thinking they were selected. It's like, you might or might not have been. You might or might not have been. And it's still in general, I still say in general, if a woman have a baby by you generally select. But paternity fraud is actually big out here. So you got to look at all of those factors. You got to look at all of those factors. So, yeah, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. But I don't want to keep this too long. I don't want to keep this too long. Because remember, sometimes you get some non-select men, they can get with a woman, you know, something to do. That dude got enough money. But here, the biggest difference, the biggest single difference is treatment. The select man, he gets that ham sandwich. Sandwich. You know I gotta do it like brother, man. He get that ham sandwich. He'll get that woman who'll fix up for beds, put on like that nice sexy stuff. The non-select man, he get the granny panties. He get the sex maybe once a month at best. Once a month at best. He's the woman will wait. She'll she'll tell him 90 days and make him wait 90 days. And that's why during that whole time, she might be stroking the select guy. Like, she'll make the non-select man wait 90 days. She'll make the select man wait 90 minutes. And she'll be on him. She'll jump on him. You don't even have to wait. He might be trying to get her to wait 90 minutes. She may be like, oh no, she just jump on him. Just one story I could tell, but let's just say the person knows about this story. Going on a date and then showing up to my place. I'm gonna get a phone call. Anyway, so that's the thing y'all gotta think about. Yeah, that's the thing you gotta think about. Yeah, because look, as I keep saying, there's not enough select men out here. There's not enough select men out here. These women still want to fuck. And just like a man will get with that unattractive woman, a woman will do the same thing. Any guys thinking that sometimes these women won't just fuck whoever just because they want some, ain't dealt with enough women. Let me shout out Cousin T-Talk, because he's the one famous for saying what I'm about to say. Women treat sex like a handshake. So it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. They're going to do what they got to do. All right? So y'all need to remember that. Y'all need to remember that. All right? So anyway, go in here, give me some food. Like I said, I had a bunch of stuff I had to do. Had to go see the dentist. So anyway, y'all, I'm gonna turn this air conditioner on and keep this thing from getting hot. So anyway, that's all I have for today, y'all. Get back with y'all for till tomorrow. Peace and blessings.